this is ridiculous.
I told Dove if we don't come back, it's because we've frozen to death.
Okay, we just got here. For those of you that don't know, when it says like -2, that doesn't mean 2 degrees below freezing. Freezing is 32, I think. That's like 34 degrees below freezing. So I'm wearing like fleece underwear beneath my jeans.
The negative never means like you're batshit crazy to go outside, but all right.
We just walked like 5 blocks and it feels like my, something with my eyelids is like freezing. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like hard to blink. And my tips of my fingers are cold even though they're in my gloves inside my pockets. So all the talk around the coffee shop this morning is that Dove, who works here on Sundays, told them that she's quitting in less than 2 months now because we're doing the Appalachian Trail. So both our barista,
I'm excited for you. I can't believe you guys are doing this.
And Larry, the owner.
Great trip. It's be exciting. I think you guys have a great time. Be safe. You know? See the country that way.
It makes it more real. It's like, oh yeah, we're actually doing this, and and people are saying like, oh, that's crazy, or that's amazing, or can we join you? And I'm like,
I wish I could join you.
yeah.
We're clearing up our calendar for February because that's the month before we leave for the trail, so we're canceling all of our normal stuff like Hebrew and music lessons.
This is like a whole month before we plan on leaving, but we're like really trying to create a massive buffer zone because I think we're gonna be running around like chickens with our heads cut off, preparing for this trip and getting all our ducks in a row. I think the more room we leave ourselves then, we're not gonna regret it. Like, I don't like being super busy and high pressure environments, and I wanna be realistic about how much this is gonna take. But it's really weird, like, that's a month away. We have 1 month left of all these things in our life, and then we're basically going into mega scramble mode.
I think what my thing is like, how do you plan for something so large? Like with such a big family, like I can't even bring the right stuff to come to work every day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's one little step at a time.
No social media. You're gonna take anything with you?
We are gonna be doing videos. So
are you gonna be posting them?
Like maybe one a week, I think.
That's awesome.
What we're gonna try to do.
Oh, I'm curious. I'm literally so curious by this because
that's cool.
I've never like even thought about doing something like that. Like taking my kids camping just seems like such an adventure.
I mean, for me, like, I've had such a shitty year that I just want to like recharge. I want to get a clean perspective on life. Like, it bonds our family like nothing I've ever seen before.
I'm so excited. I'm doing this thing. Larry, I'm sorry. I'm going to need 4 months off. It's not a big deal.
You gotta be careful too. I mean, you're going into some potentially dangerous areas.
So what is my thing is what if something happens?
There don't cater to people just walking up.
Well, it's just like something, stuff is gonna happen. You know, but it's just like stuff can happen here too. Yeah. It's time to go back outside, see if it's warmed up at all. No. Okay, if you are new here, what we just finished doing was our weekly like marriage business meeting thing that we do every Tuesday, and we go out to like a coffee shop to talk about just what our plans are. So this one, we covered some Appalachian Trail stuff, but really we talk about all sorts of just like what our week is gonna look like. And if you haven't seen our 2017 recap video, first of all, what are you doing? I think you should watch it, like right now. But in it, one of the things we mention is that we do a lot of like crazy things, like we travel the world and go to other countries. But really, the most impacting thing of our year was this very normal weekly monotonous meeting that I think anyone can do. It's just like prioritizing your family the same way you would a business or some church or school sport or whatever we schedule stuff for. So anyways, I'm hoping some of you guys try that if you haven't already. It's cold out here, huh, dog? Oh, good morning. Oh, what happened?
We are looking at less than 2 months until we hit the Appalachian Trail. We are starting to get into go mode with everything that we need to do to get ready. I drew up this list actually probably like a month ago. It's mostly clothing related for all of us, but there's just a lot to think about. It's like I have to figure out 8 different people, and well, maybe Ben doesn't quite count, but he kind of counts. But I have to make sure like all the kids have everything they need, and some of the things we already have, some of the things we need to get. It's definitely not my strong suit, but I'm pretty excited about this adventure, so that helps.
For those of you guys that are new to this channel or aren't familiar with the Appalachian Trail, it's this 2,200 mile trail that goes from Georgia to Maine. So I think it's like the longest trail in the US. And one of the difficulties for us planning this trip is we've never done this type of thing before that's like this long. We've gone on some long hikes, like around 100 miles, less than 2 weeks. And we've always loved it, but we're not sure if we're gonna like the whole thing. Like, I'm not at a place where I just like need to finish it. We're trying to plan as if we will finish it. Like for this full, what could be 4 or 5 or realistically like 6 months. We don't know if we will, but we have to buy everything and prepare for the potential that we might be away from the house and be using 6 months worth of stuff.
Right. So it's kind of daunting. I think we'll figure it out. One of the things like I have to think about is bills and mail and stuff, and I hate that stuff. But I have to make sure like, okay, all of our bills are gonna get paid without us having to worry about it. The other thing that we're thinking of doing is getting our house ready to rent out, which means taking all of our personal stuff and getting rid of a bunch of crap, but also putting a bunch of our stuff in storage down in our basement. That is gonna be a huge endeavor. We are collecting a bunch of like Amazon boxes because we have to, along the way, mail ourselves. Mostly it's gonna be food, but anything that we might need along the way. So here is all of our collection of boxes. I'm gonna just keep on collecting them. Not sure how many we'll need, but.
It is warmed up quite a bit, and it is now time to go running. Cammie tried to talk me into having sex instead of going running, but I resisted. But it was a tough choice.
His loss.
72 at Garden City.
Who wants a hand warmer?
Dodge City and Liberal. 72.
All right, we're ready to go.
Well, you know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It wasn't as cold. And I didn't slip and die because I was kind of afraid of that. But Ben made fun of me every 5 minutes that I might slip and die. He's like, whoa! You big, fat meanie. Because I have this fear of falling on the ice and cracking my head open. Didn't happen though.
We had dinner at my parents' house and we watched our like teaching documentary thing. And we are out in the shed tonight for the guys' night. It's 12 degrees out here and there's like no insulation or heat. This is like our water bottle. It's all completely frozen out here. So I started the fire like 2 hours ago and I think it'll add like 10 degrees out here, but we need to get this thing cranking.
What I've seen is most of them don't work, you know, because people are so different.
All right, we are done with the night. We managed to keep relatively warm, and it was actually a really, really good discussion. I'm really thankful that I have this group of guys to talk about some fairly tough and personal things with of what we're going through and just get some other people's opinion. I don't know, I didn't think it was gonna be that helpful, and I found that it actually really was really encouraging for me. We'll see you guys tomorrow.